Okay, so today we're going to talk about how I was slowly and securely, I would say, replace my VAs. I had 3 at one time, and I was able to replace all of them. And starting with this whole series about workflows that can replace a VA, I want to start with email. Now, people don't think this is a big deal, but to me, it is a very big deal. I get a lot of emails every day. And if you're like me, you're also getting a lot of emails every day. And if you look at the cost of email alone, when you think about time, it is something that is going to cost you big time. Most marketers I work with don't think that email is a big deal until you break it down by time. So run the math. If you spend 90 minutes a day, just 90 minutes a day on email, and your going rate is $150 an hour. If you're like an agency owner or somebody who's running a business, time is money to you. That just means that you can't afford to spend a good hour and a half just going through and looking at emails. And if you're like me and you're running multiple businesses, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Eventually, you're going to be like, this isn't worth it. You're going to ignore your email altogether, or you're going to look out and you're going to hire somebody, because those 90 minutes a day come out to about $4,500 a month in time spent. So if you get a VA, you can cut that down to about $3,000 a month. And your VA will do a few things, right? They will check your email inbox for you, alert you if something is really urgent. Otherwise, if they know you well enough, they will begin to respond to those emails automatically and respond when they can, delete when they can, spam when they can. And so you take that stress off of your mind and you're focused on your business, knowing that your email is actually getting taken care of. And the real win of all this is the cognitive cost. I mean, like the stress of looking at an inbox with 800 unread messages compared to the stress that you're not going to feel of looking at an inbox with 0 unread messages, knowing that those messages have been responded to, knowing that the spam has been cleared out. It does something to you on the inside. It does something to me. Now, I have a Gmail account that has over 14,000 unread messages. I got so bad I had to just start a new account. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So what's going to happen? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple workflow. This workflow will replace that VA completely. I'm talking a workflow that will check your emails, put them in one of 6 categories, respond to those emails, put it in draft so you can check those response until that agent, that workflow is really, really good at knowing your voice. And we're going to talk about that voice prompt after a while. But once you're happy with that, you can unleash this thing. It will respond to your emails, spam the right emails, respond to the urgent ones, Slack you if it's super urgent. It will do all that, and it only costs you $12 a month. Think about that. We're going to talk about that. So this workflow has 9 nodes. We're going to be talking about the Gmail trigger, the extract email, the build Claude prompt, which is the biggest one, the call Claude, the pause triage, should I draft, which basically determines if this will actually write up a draft email or just put the email in spam or something like that. The create Gmail draft for that, and the labeling. So we're going to go through all of those steps in this video today, so you want to stick around. It will be worth it for you. So before we start, you're going to need a few accounts. I have all the links in the description of the things that you're going to need. One of those obviously is going to be N8N. You're going to need an N8N account. You're going to need a Claude API key. We are going to use Claude to write these draft emails. And you're going to need a Gmail account, and you're going to need about 20 minutes to build this. It does not take a lot. Not to mention, probably less than that if you already have your Gmail API attached to N8N and you have your Claude API. If you have those 2 APIs, this would be a cinch, because I'm going to give you the actual full JSON file that you can copy and paste into your own N8N, and that will save you so much time, let me tell you. So if you want to get the copy of that file, all I need is your email. So just go ahead and go to the link in the description below, put in your email, and you will get the full file to you. All you have to do is copy and paste, and you will see all 5 nodes in your N8N. So pretty awesome. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we need to make a label. So we will make that label inside of Gmail. All you have to do is go into your Gmail account, go into your left-hand side, and you're going to see labels, usually with notes, but you can click that plus sign, add a label, and this label is going to be called AI triage. So once we have the AI triage label, we will be able to be good to go, because what this automation is going to look for, it's going to label the emails that it actually writes a draft email response to as AI triage. That way you can kind of just click on that label and see all the emails that it has worked with. So let's try that again. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to our Gmail account and we're going to go to labels and we're going to look at AI triage. If you do not have that label, all you need to do is click this plus sign, type in AI-triaged. You want to do that because the workflow that I have is going to look to add that label to any email that it's written a draft for. So as you can see, I've ran a test already, and in my test, I wrote something, hey Nate, saw your post on LinkedIn, curious if you do one-on-one consulting on Marketo migrations. And this was an automatic, hey, yes, I do Marketo migrations, happy to chat before we hop on a call. What's your current setup? What's the biggest pain point? When I have context, I can propose a few times to talk. Now, this is awesome. I mean, it's just like somebody came in with a question, which was me running a test, and the AI basically responded to them, asked them the right questions, and is waiting for that response back before it gives them a time to actually set up a time, just to see if it's worth my time, which is pretty awesome. But make sure that label is created first before you do anything else. Now, once you have that label created, great. So once we have that label created, we're good to go. We can jump into this workflow. Now, once you have this copy and pasted, the first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you have a Gmail account that is attached, because this will not come automatically logged in. You're going to have to click on this node, create new credential. And the good thing is, if you have a Gmail account, all you got to do is sign in. Just sign in, give it a name, and you're good to go. Then your Gmail account is linked to that. You're going to need that Gmail account. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and close this because I already have mine attached. You don't really have to worry about these other one, extract email data. That's going to be automatic. Build Claude prompt. This is going to be a big deal. So what this is going to do, it's going to basically identify to Claude who you are, what you do, what type of responses you want. You really need to make sure you have a brand voice here. Now, if you don't have a brand voice here, I'd recommend that you go to your Claude, you pull it up. If you have a Claude that has your resume, you have a Claude that has information about you, just go ahead and pull up that Claude chat and just say, hey, I need a master prompt for an email bot that I'm creating that's going to tell it how to respond. Master prompt is what you need. This is what this is. This is just a master prompt saying, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've done. Here's my email voice. And email voice is really important. You're not going to really have this part in the kind that I give you because I want you to fill this in on your own. But I will leave a few generalizations like in here so you can know, like, all right, what does email voice mean? Like, am I supposed to be sad, happy? How do I respond? I'll keep some generalized notes in here, but this is basically, telling it, what to do in the end. One short paragraph for most replies, 2 max, never 3. I don't want the replies to be too long. Lowercase for casual replies to people he clearly knows. Normal caps for new contacts. And that's just because that's just how I am. If you want to be proper all the way around, go ahead. He uses constrictions, your weave, no corporate stiffness, honest, specific, never uses leverage, unlock, circle back, touch base, synergy, game changer. These are words I don't want it saying. And you can update this as well. Now, what I really want to get to once we're done with the brand voice is going to be getting to the actual classification categories. So we have 6 classifications. Reply needed. That just means it's a personal email. It's a business question from a known contact. It's a direct question that we want a response. So it's not just an advertising or a social media post or something operational, but someone saying, hey, Nathan, I saw XYZ. I looked at your YouTube page. I did whatever I did. Can you answer these questions? When I get those type of responses, that is going to want a reply. what also warrants a reply is a lead. So a lead is going to be basically someone who's inquiring about sales, a consulting prospect, partnership pitch, all those things, podcast, speaking invitation, whatever it is, the Claude will look at that and determine that's a lead. I need to respond, or FYI. Newsletter, I actually read, like my Marketing Brew, Lenny's, blah, 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 blah. So that's just going to be like, when I say FYI, it's going to be basically like news coming in from sources I like. Newsletter is routine marketing emails, promotional content that will not get a response. That will just be tagged as newsletter. Spam will not get a response. It will be tagged as spam. And we will have an automation in Gmail that will basically take that tag and move those emails to spam and junk so they don't keep bothering us. And then urgent gets a response. That is same as reply needed, but flagged as time sensitive. So if something comes in urgent, Leah's messaging me and saying, hey, you got to get home, the house is on fire, something like that. Not only will it write up a response, but it will also kickstart and send me a Slack message. We'll get into that later on. So we have the drafting rules. So when we have one of these three, a reply needed, a lead, or urgent, we have these rules in place. Address the sender by first name, acknowledge their ask, answer, or move the conversation forward in the second sentence. If asked for time, propose 2 to 3 specific times. And it's kind of neat. So it says proposes 2 to 3 windows next week. I always want a week in advance of doing this. If declining, decline cleanly. No, let me circle back next quarter. We don't want that. We just want to decline, if we're, cordially, if you will. So So this is pretty awesome. It's going to give about 8 different steps. End with Nate. I'm going to change this and just say end with Nathaniel Johnson. Now we are putting some decision heuristics in here. That's just basically saying if the email's from a Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, personal address, and mentions me by name, ask a question, reply needed. If a company domain mentions fractional consulting contract, lead, and it's basically just telling them what's newsletter, what's spam, what's an FYI, what's urgent. And so all that is there. And so this will determine if it gets triaged to write a response or just tagged and ignored. So now that we have that, we will go ahead and do the Claude API. So this is where you would put in your API. You would do header authorization. Now, this isn't going to come with one when you download this from the version I'm sending. So you're going to have to go to header authorization and then header authorization account, create new credential. What you're going to do is get your Claude API. And if you don't know how to get your Claude API, I will have a link in the description to show you that. So all you are going to do is the top name is going to be x-api-key, and the value will be the API. You're going to need that to call Claude. And once that's done, you're going to need to log into these Gmail accounts to make sure each of these Gmails are pointing to your right Gmail account that you've already logged in. You would only have to log in once. It will remember it. And then you're good to go. So you now have Anthropic analyzing the document. You can ignore this because it's going to be pulling from Claude, analyzing, and then determining if it needs to go to triage as skipped. That means it just gets a label and skipped, or if it actually needs a draft email to be written. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, one thing I haven't added to here, but if you guys do want me to add it, would be like a type of alert. We can add an alert. We can add a Slack alert. We can add an email alert. We can add different alerts that go to us. I would probably do like a push message alert. But if you want to see that, let me know. I'm already at time here. But if you do want to see that, I can go ahead and add that in and show you that, but for this to work, all you're going to need is those 3 things. You're going to need Gmail, Claude, and you're going to need to definitely run some edits through the build prompt so that it sounds like you and people know that it's you. So what's going to happen after that? I will write up a quick email just to test this out. So let's make a new email. Let's say to that. You guys can't see this. It's basically off screen. And I'm going to say, hey, Nathan. Hey, man, I saw that you posted a new video on LinkedIn. I was wondering if you could get me the JSON file for that workflow. I'm just going to send that to myself. Send. Now, once that's sent, give it some time. This workflow basically kickstarts every 5 minutes. So it doesn't just check as fast or as often as some people may like it, but every 5 minutes it will check your email for something new and it will automatically triage them and label them. So I'm going to give this about 5 minutes to run or to get that email before I add something else in here. And here it is. Hey man, I saw that you posted a link video on LinkedIn. I was wondering if you could get a JSON file for my workflow. And I'm saying, hey, which video are you referring to? I've posted a few recently. Once I know which one you mean, I can send that JSON over. That's awesome. Awesome. Isn't that pretty awesome? I mean, come on. That's pretty awesome. So it's already wrote the response to that. All I have to do is click send and we are good to go. Now I'm going to check this for about a week to make sure that the send is still in my voice and working correctly. Now, once I am really, really happy with that and I like what it's doing, I'm no longer requesting a draft. I'm going to go ahead and just send a message directly and I'll take that out of draft mode. That way it just automatically responds and I can trust it. Don't trust it yet, but I will trust it later on once I've done my due diligence and I've checked it. So I hope this is really, really helpful for you guys. If you want a deeper dive into this, let me know in the comments below. If this is helping you, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.